Joining me now is Georgia Congressman and House Budget Committee member Buddy Carter. Congressman, there's widespread skepticism that he can actually get this done. Can you tell me how he's going to cut $2 trillion out of the budget?
Well, first of all, it can be done. We can cut $2 trillion out of the budget. Keep in mind now,
but how?
The Biden-Harris administration.
Hold on a second. Congressman, I'm sorry, but $2 trillion is an enormous amount of money. How's he going to do it?
Well, our budget is an enormous amount of money, let me remind you. But even through executive action, just by executive action, the Biden-Harris administration has spent $1.2 trillion. There you have it. Waste, fraud, and abuse. Let me assure you, as a member of the Budget Committee, I can assure you there is plenty of waste, fraud, and abuse, plenty of money that can be cut in our budget. And we are doing that in the Budget Committee right now. We are looking and trying to balance our budget. And we've got a plan over the next 10 years. If we follow that plan, we can balance our budget. And let me remind you, the second highest line item in our budget right now is the interest on our debt. So instead of asking the question, can we cut $2 trillion? Can we afford not to cut $2 trillion? That should be the question.
Okay. The Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, he says more than 3.2 million people have already voted. That's a record for the state, Georgia. Congressman, is that good for Trump or good for Harris, this huge early voting?
I think it's good for Trump. Look, we learned our lesson 4 years ago, and you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And we're not going to let that happen again. People want to vote. They want to vote for Donald Trump. If you look at and break down the figures and examine them, you'll see that the red rural areas are voting more than the blue urban areas are voting. And I think that's an indication that they're voting for Trump. So come hurricane or high water, people want to vote now. Georgia is a red state. Every statewide elected official that we have, with the exception of our 2 senators, are Republicans. And we're going to make sure that Donald Trump wins this year.
Got it. Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you very much for joining us, though. We appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.